What did you guys take from the experience in the Bahamas with the big win and then the losses after that?
You know what? It was a great experience for us. When you think about that Arizona game, what a great game, especially when you talk about a new staff and a new bunch of players and early in the season and in the non-conference. I thought our guys was really good on both ends of the floor. We made shots. We got to the free throw line. We did a great job on the defensive end, and what an exciting win. And I thought we learned a lot from that win. When you look at both the Northern Iowa and the Tennessee game, I consider those games both possession games. You know, I thought in the Northern Iowa game we missed a lot of shots that we normally would make, obviously behind the three-point line. And then the Tennessee game, I thought we left a lot of the free throws on the rim. I thought both of those games were winnable games for us. They both were possession games, but you know, we can learn from both of them just as well as we can learn from the win against Arizona. But I'm able to take a lot away from the trip to Bahamas.
What do you tell your guys after those 3 game sets? Obviously the high of the Arizona, but not being able to finish. What are some coaching and teaching moments that you share with them?
Well, it was great because we were able to take the film from all 3 games. And though we won the Arizona game, it wasn't like I thought we did everything great. So you could take a little bit of good and bad from all 3 of those games, and we could use it as teaching moments. And you know, that was a good feel when you think about it. And I told somebody you know, to have a good Purdue team to go 1-2 in that tournament, and then obviously Arizona to go 0-3, and then you look around the tournament and the wins and losses. It was an unbelievable tournament. But for us, it was probably more meaningful for us being a new staff because I was as a coach able to learn a lot about my players and see a lot of things that we need to work on.
So was the team a little bit deflated after the 2 losses, or?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's encouraging for a coach. You know, certainly, you know, you want your players to be a little disappointed, or not a little, but a lot disappointed after a loss. And you know, if you were in our locker room after those 2 games, you know, they were devastated because obviously they felt like that we could have won the games.
How is Abu progressing? You could tell there were some times there where the rust was obvious. He didn't catch the ball cleanly, but what are you seeing from him as he tries to get back into the basketball form?
Yeah, I think you said it best. He's rusty. You know, he hadn't played, and a lot of times when you haven't played basketball, the biggest thing is your timing. You know, I thought, and it's weird because you could hear his teammates telling him, hey, settle down a little bit. So he was excited. I thought he was really, really good in Arizona, you know, for a guy who was playing his first game to come and play against the number 2 team in the country and have 8-8. I just thought he rushed things in the other game, just trying to get back into it a little quicker than he should.
What have you seen from Amir, the way his game's progressed? He had some productive games in the Bahamas. And how has he grown, or have you seen him since October, I guess?
You know what, he's starting to listen. You know, a lot of times, you know, Amir, as you guys know, he came over with an unbelievable rep, and things didn't go the way he wanted it to go last year, and certainly, you know, he was able to come back for his sophomore campaign. But he's starting to listen. He's starting to understand scouting reports. He's starting to feel confident again, and that's what I wanted. You know, he's a very good basketball player, but he could be really, really good as his confidence continue to grow. And you know, I think our players are starting to understand that we can get him the ball and he can score around the basket also. And then he made a couple threes.
You always give your guys freedom on offense. Did they kind of learn a lesson a little bit on what too much freedom might be?
No, I don't. You know, when you play against a team like Northern Iowa, those are the shots that you get. You know, example, when you play against a good Tony Bennett defensive team in UVA, you know, you got to make outside shots. They do a great job of, you know, playing pack line and, you know, packing it in the paint, and you got to be able to make those shots. And, you know, certainly with this group, I don't want them taking 33s. I felt like we took a few challenge shots, but some of those shots were there and they just didn't go for us.
What can you share with us about Penn State and the scouting report you have on them as far as what they'll bring to the team tomorrow?
I like this Penn State team. It's a very good team led by Carr, the point guard, who's 6'5", who does a little bit of everything. He can post you up. He runs the team. The thing that makes this team so dangerous is they've got a lot of guys who played last year, and they got a lot of returners. They play with toughness. They're really good around the basket. Don't take a lot of threes. It's a team who can score in the paint. Don't run a lot of different offenses. They're very efficient at the things they do. They defend you. We're going to have to make some shots also tomorrow to be successful.
You guys go from playing in a ballroom to playing at PNC Arena. Obvious that's why you want to practice in here as much as you can.
Well, no, I'm trying to figure out if I can get Coach Yao to make us a ballroom we can play in on campus. No, it is what it is. That's a unique place. I don't know if you guys ever been there. I know some of you guys had the chance to go there, but it's a different place. You know, as a coach, you just hope it doesn't come down to the last possession of the game where you got to throw a long pass because it'll never work. But we're excited about being back at home. We got a great arena, and we're happy to be at home.
Your philosophy to try to get more practices in here as opposed to working out in your practice facility?
Well, it's, you know, if you don't practice in the place you play, sometimes it becomes your away of venue. And for us, anytime that we can get over here, and it's a challenge sometimes, obviously, when you know the kids got to go to class and then you know, getting everybody packed up to get over here to be able to practice. But as often as we can, we'll try to get over here.
You have your first game with real conference pride on the line, being the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Is that something extra special for you?
Absolutely. You know, I told the guys yesterday, I said, you know, this is not, you know, certainly it's about NC State because we want to win every game we play, but also, you know, it's about our conference too. And I just asked Craig to make sure I was right. I thought I was, but we're 2-0, and you know, I wish the teams that play tonight and tomorrow a lot of success, but it's definitely pride for our conference.
Getting back to Omier, how hard is it? It seems sometimes that he hesitates, which can create some apprehension. How do you try to get rid of that where you mentioned the word confidence? Is it all about confidence?
Yeah, with Omier, I think everything is, and every game you can see in every practice, his confidence is starting to grow. And, you know, I just think it's one of those confidence things. You know, he's a very talented young man, as you guys had a chance to see in the last few games. You know, he can stretch the defense out to three. He can make shots. You know, he's good around the basket. You know, I'm just trying to get him to be more efficient. We've got to get, in order for him to take his game to the next level, I think he has to become a better free throw shooter. Right now, he's too skilled to be shooting, I want to say 11 for 22 from the free throw line on the season. He's got to do a better job in that area.
When Omier has it rolling at times, you know, do you see the guards have to adjust to that too? That, you know, they have to give him the ball more because it's not the Omier that they thought?
No, you know, I think our guys are excited that we got two guys that we feel like that we can throw the ball inside and get an easy basket. You know, if you look at, I know we're talking about Omier, but, you know, Leonard's having a very good season also. So we feel like that we've got two guys that we're comfortable throwing the ball inside and being able to score the basketball.
Have you been surprised by Leonard? I mean, this is a guy that had to sit out all last year, wanted so badly to come back and play again. And to back it up the way he has, are you a little bit surprised?
I haven't been surprised. I think Leonard's been surprised. You know, he's a guy who, you know, has, you know, been an enforcer or a role player, more of a rebounding guy, and we've asked him to score around the basket. And, you know, I think the first time that I started drawing a couple plays up for him, he was shocked. I don't think he's ever had a play drawn up for him since he was in high school. But you know, I'm excited about him because, you know, those two guys take a little bit of the pressure off the guards because we can throw the ball inside and they can score around the basket.
Between Alonzo Trier and Tony Carr, are you curious to see which of your perimeter guys step up to that challenge?
Yeah, you know, it's here's the thing about us, because we switch a lot of screens from guard to guard, so you typically don't have one guy guarding them all night. I thought we did a really, really good job on Trier in the first half, you know, obviously holding them to 3 points. I think that helped us win the game, and certainly in the second half, I thought he did a good job. I think he ended up with 24 points, but we also made him take some tough shots. Carr's a different matchup than we've seen all year long because he's a guy who can take our guards down low and post them up and score.
Has got it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.